It'll be very easy and helpful for you during your exam. Many students neglect this part in the first few months of their college life and then get stressed by trying to cover it all up before the exam. To prevent this, here is my strategy. It will be really helpful when it comes to last minute revision. It starts right from the first day of your college. It is quite difficult to do, but it can be done only if you understand that whole chapter. It's where the true game actually begins. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Aishwarya. I'm a dental surgeon and welcome to episode 5 of BDS series. In this video, I'll be sharing some ultimate study hacks and tips that will help you ace your first year BDS exams. Don't worry, I'm not going to share anything difficult or impossible to follow. Even while writing the script for this video, I made sure every step is doable yet highly effective. In the previous episode, I gave an outline of BDS first year, right from the subjects, the standard textbooks, the exams, everything. You can watch that first, followed by this. A lot of things in this video are going to look like very basic stuffs, but trust me, these are going to be a real game changer. So let's begin with some basic tips. It starts right from the first day of your college. Okay, in the initial stages of your BDS, you won't have any actual lectures. You will have orientation classes. That's where the true game actually begins. When you get home, you open your textbooks and you just skim through the pages. And especially you need to concentrate more on the content page of your book. It will make it much easier to grasp the subjects later on. Let's move to the next one, where you need to pay lots and lots of attention in your class. This again seems to be impossible to do. We can't be attentive in every class, right? We'll feel sleepy, or we might have any health issues, or we might be dreaming of anything else. But try a lot to stay attentive in the classroom. This is again extremely crucial because here the staffs would tell important 5-mark question or 10-mark question, or even points which are important from Viva perspective. So you get every important aspects in that one lecture. So by listening to the lectures, you won't miss out on those things. Another fundamental tip is to study daily. Hold on, before you think of skipping this video, I'll tell you that I'm not asking you to study for 6 to 7 hours daily. I'm just asking you to study for half an hour to 1 hour daily. Just read the chapters that were taught that day in your college. It'll be very easy and helpful for you during your exam days. And in the weekend, like in Saturday or Sunday, you can just skim through all the things that were taught in the whole week. Sounds doable, right? So it'll be very easy. And you're just barely going to spend another 2 hours in your weekend. I also have some very great mark scoring secrets that will help you shine among your batchmates. So stick around and watch till the end to truly shine brighter. Now let's move on to the core subjects and start with anatomy. As I told in the previous video, BD Charisha book is more than enough. You might think that embryology is irrelevant and you just study it now and we'll forget it later. No, that's not the case. Embryology is one such topic that will help you till your final year. Okay, you will read it as developmental defects in third year and also in final year. The anatomical structures, like in oral surgery, you will study all the facial space infections, the boundaries, everything, the muscles and everything will again follow you till the final year. So we should not skip any part in anatomy. And additionally, you can also cross-refer with your Shram Singh book when it comes to diagrams and flowcharts because they are better in that book also. You will start with some basic anatomical concepts like anatomical position, flexion, extension, etc. For that, you will have one small short version of BD Charisha handbook before diving into the extensive head and neck volume. And for studying the foramina and structures passing through it, you don't need to buy the skull. To understand foramina better and to visualize their location, you just simply need to utilize YouTube videos, and there are many 3D anatomy apps which will help you grasp concepts easier. And then there is histology within anatomy. It might seem to be overwhelming, but this is the very crucial step to crack the exam. Many students neglect this histology part in the first few months of their college life and then get stressed by trying to cover it all up before the exam. To prevent this, here is my strategy. Dedicate a separate notebook. A 50 to 100 pages notebook will be more than enough. And whenever you study an anatomical or histological topic, you need to draw the diagrams. But also remember, you don't need to draw everything artistic and with perfection. You just need to draw the outline of every diagrams and label the parts clearly. The main goal is to understand the concept and not to create a masterpiece. In my next video, I'll share all the important questions for BDS first year in every subject, making it even more easier for you. In the lab, you have to do active learning. You should not see the dissection hall and histological lab as a tourist spot. And especially in histology lab, whenever you go there, you just need to go with your book. And whenever you see a slide, you need to refer that topic from your book. You just observe the slides under microscope and then refer your book immediately after that. As much as drawing the diagram, it is equally important to write some key points relevant to those diagrams. So in your notebook, in that page, separate that page into two different columns, where in one column you'll draw the diagram and in the other column you'll write all the respective key points alone. And for quick recall, you can take A4 sheets and draw a circle and just draw the outline. Just draw only the key feature or a simplified line diagram that will help you remember which key point belongs to which diagram. You can even use your iPad or tablet for this purpose, but I recommend you all to draw it in papers manually because it will be helpful while you write exams in your papers. Also in dissection hall, if you get chance to dissect, then that means you are a lucky person. So you just go for it, you dissect and you learn. Now let's move on to the second subject, which is biochemistry. When it comes to biochemistry, it is quite easier for us because we have learned glycolysis, Krebs cycle and quite a lot of topics in the 12th grade, like in the biology subject. So it will be easier for us to understand it. However, dedicated effort to this subject is still required. Always concentrate on cycles. If you're going to write biochemistry exam, there is no paper without cycle. Just keep it in your fingertips. Even if you have good concepts and you write theory for 4 to 5 pages for that one glycolysis question, making the proper glycolysis cycle will fetch you good marks. Put a separate notebook for cycles also and keep revising them again and again. You have to continuously start to practice drawing those cycles every now and then. If you don't understand a single step in between, you should ask your professors, or you can use YouTube or any AI platform like Google Gemini. Other than that, you also need to do one more thing, that create mnemonics to each and every step. Make sure you have both for a single biochemistry topic. If you do have these two things, either one will back up. If you forget the mnemonics, your concepts will help. If you forget the concepts, your mnemonic will help. So definitely do both for each question. Also, when it comes to your lab, you need to memorize all the procedures from your day one, from the day one of you doing that experiments. You'll need to perform qualitative and quantitative tests like Benedict's test, Rothera's test, etc. without referring to notes. Treat it like learning a recipe, like you prepare any dish. Remember the required instruments, the procedures, the reactions and underlying reasons. The more focused you are in your lab, the more you will be able to recollect during your practical exams. So it's crucial that you perform and thoroughly understand every experiment as you do them. You will also be asked to repeat those experiments in your lab, so use those for your advantage and commit the procedures to memory. Don't let the practical work become a burden during your exam time. Now let's move on to physiology. Physiology is basically about how human body works, right? This subject is ultimate foundation for you to understand. Never underestimate the subject because this will give you great helping hands when it comes to general medicine in your third year. If you don't know this, general medicine is going to be very difficult and a nightmare for you. Again, here some topics will be familiar for you right from your 12th grade, but yet there is a lot of things to focus on other than those, like your GI system, your nervous system, central nervous system, your cardiovascular system, renal physiology, reproductive system, etc. I personally thought that this is not easily forgotten. Like you forget anatomy or biochemistry, I retained the information in physiology for a longer time because these are mechanisms and I could able to connect everything when it comes to physiology as a whole thing. Still, we need to do regular revision. Now here, use your third notebook for writing down all the mechanism as flowcharts or mind maps. Use these two things to the fullest. The main thing that you need to do here is to concise the whole chapter into one single page or two. It is quite difficult to do, but it can be done only if you understand that whole chapter. It is initially tough in the beginning, but You can take the help of AI platform again, but I highly recommend you to do it on your own because it comes from your understanding, so it is even more good. Always ask doubts to your professors, your seniors, they'll help you. Also, the same practical tips that I gave for biochemistry will apply here. Don't be that person who forgets the steps of that practical thing that you need to do in your final exam. Just concentrate on every step. Equally concentrate on these two things. Did I ever mention in previous videos? No, I don't think I did that you need to score pass marks in both your theory and practical to qualify the exam. I think I haven't. Actually, the thing is, we wrote a single exam for 200 marks, 100 theory, 100 practical. We need to score 50 plus in theory as well as in practical. That is the catch here. If you scored 75 in theory and 48 in practicals, then that person is considered as fail. So you have to give equal importance to both. Now let's move on to the fourth subject, which is dental anatomy and histology. When it comes to carving, the ideal thing that you need to do is to memorize or mug up all the ideal dimensions of each tooth. When it comes to carving, the only thing that helps is to practice. There is no trick and tip that is going to help you do this. Just practice every steps. You will find yourself some tips that works for you and you will know them as you practice. And for oral histology, the same tricks that I told you for general anatomy again applies here. Use a separate note for them. Apply that comparative format, apply that line diagram format like one for the quick revision purpose. And one more thing that you can do is to ask permission from your professors and click pictures of every histological slide that you see each day and collect all those pictures and make it a separate folder or PDF. If a class representative or any person is doing that, that's great, but if nobody is doing, you take that responsibility and go click pictures and make it a PDF or a folder. It will be really helpful when it comes to last minute revisions. Don't just go and look at the slide and just come out. Okay? Take the book and read the points. In that description, if they say any point, you just look for that thing in your slide. If that thing is not visible or if you are not able to appreciate that particular structure in that histological slide, then immediately ask your professor help or else don't leave that place until you find it, because it's not going to help. If you mug it up and if you just leave it out, it's not going to help at the last minute, because in OSCE, in spotters, you will just get 1 minute for a single station. In that 1 minute, you have to identify that histological slide, you have to identify the diagram, you have to draw the diagram, and you have to write some relevant 2 to 3 points to it. So it needs a lot of practice from day one of your lab. But always ask permission before you click pictures. And here is one secret tip that I wish I followed in my first year, but I came to that realization really late. But I'm here to tell you it now. If you're someone who already have an eye on NEET MDS preparation, then I highly recommend you to get Dental Pulse book. This book is OG for NEET MDS preparation. What you need to do is, whenever a chapter is done in class, you just come home, take your book and review that chapter in the book. And as an extra edge, you will open your Dental Pulse book and look at that from MCQ point of view as well. This will help you in Viva also, as well as in NEET MDS preparation. And other than that, in some universities, we also have MCQ questions. In PU, we had 20 or 25 MCQs. So that will also be helpful when you write your university exams. Remember, this is not compulsory. This is not necessary. Don't overburden yourself. Just go with the flow. If you are reading the books, attending the lectures properly and concentrating everyday studies, then that is more than enough to get distinction, or definitely this will give you an extra edge if you want to give it a try. And also, don't over concentrate on one subject and neglect another. Give equal importance to every subject. Every subject has the potential to get volatile if not revised consistently. So as a general tip for success, I would say just own your notes, okay? You have to, even though there are lots of notes available readily online, you get them instantly, you prepare your own notes. That is one thing that I truly believe a lot, because until you understand a concept deeply, you cannot make note of it. So you do it yourself. To summarize, all you need to do in the first year is to maintain separate notebooks for each subject, and don't write everything in those notebooks. You just concentrate on important points. Like for anatomy, you draw the diagrams, for biochemistry you write the cycles, and for physiology you concise all those mechanisms into flowcharts and mind maps, and for dental anatomy you write all those dimensions properly. General anatomy, histology and oral histology, you have to concentrate on everything, like draw single line diagram or the exact diagram, not in very clear way but in the way you understand. These small steps, trust me, will be very helpful when it comes to your exam. It is easy to dismiss these strategies as not a very big deal. You may also think that you can catch up all these later on. When exam time comes, oh my god, the stress is unbearable, okay? You cannot catch up everything before exam. It will get really tough. I'm telling you right now, just take this as a wake-up call. Go take your book. If you are in mid of your first year, just go take your book and start studying right now. Don't even waste another single day thinking that you might catch up it tomorrow. Don't do that. Do it. Start now. As I told before, many more videos are coming in this BDS series. I'll be sharing important questions in each subject, and also I'll give some major tips on how to do proper paper presentation. Okay. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys found it helpful. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of BDS series. Bye.